Hello, and welcome back to Stelmo's Rants and Raves. I'm Stelmo, so let's just jump in right here. You know, let me start by talking about something Fox does that really has me, I just can't figure it out. If if anyone were to go to Fox News right now and look at their main headline and click on it because the article interests them, they find that they have to scroll halfway down the page to find the article because in this situation, it concerns Iran. So every article that concerns Iran is putting in this drop down thing here. But when you have your main headline on your very front page says one thing, it shouldn't be so hard for the person to actually find that article. But uh, Fox Fox News has not been what it used to be when Rupert Murdoch was in control. Since he's pretty much retired and let the son take over, it's deteriorating. It's a slow but certain decline, and uh, I now realize that I have to look elsewhere too to get news because too much of their news is too slanted anymore, and they don't slant it to the right; they slant it now to the left. And that's what happens when a son is a different, comes from a different political perspective than the father. Anyway, the headline that I had to go halfway down this page here to find says Kuwait says IRGC infiltrators tried to attack island with China-backed port project and four arrested. So they got these four people and they were interrogated, and I imagine they were in fear of their lives, and so they admitted to everything that was going on. Now, they were unsuccessful, and I give kudos to Kuwait for catching these people and exposing what was happened. And you know who's the one who needs to pay the closest attention to this is Donald Trump. And the reason I say that is because we're in this crazy ceasefire that I don't understand. I don't know. It's crazy. Look, I understand what's happened to the price of oil and the price of gas, and this does not bode well for the war. But prolonging it is certainly not the answer. You have to get in there, you have to finish this thing, and finish it as soon and as quick as possible, and then get out of there. I just do not understand this policy, call it whatever. I don't know. I can't figure it out. And but I know that during this ceasefire, the only one that's really reaping a benefit are the Iranians because they're able to consolidate uh, their assets. And just like here, they're looking for a major, major, major win. And they'll get a major win if they destroy something that's going to affect not necessarily their oil and oil market, but the oil market of one of their Arab neighbors because they keep attacking them. During this ceasefire, the Arabs keep getting attacked. And they're seemingly patient, but then again, I say to myself, perhaps Trump has told them to stay out of this because between the American and Israeli assets, they don't need any more jets flying around. It's hard enough keeping all of these jets from hitting each other. And they do a fantastic job at that. We have the technological resources and it has worked well. But the more, well, now that I'm thinking about it, we had where the Kuwaitis inadvertently shot down two of our jets. This is what happens when you're dealing with more than one country and different weapon systems, both defensive and offensive. So I think there's that possibility, but I don't know that for a fact. What I do know is we have this ceasefire, and here's another big headline here. It says Trump says U.S.-Iran ceasefire on life support following Tehran's unacceptable peace proposal. Well, it may be on life support, Mr. President, but I haven't heard of the war restarting. And What that means is the Strait of Hormuz is going to be closed even longer. It's going to create even more havoc out in the world. And I'm beginning to wonder, sadly, is this possibly the intent? You know, last night I saw an article that talked about us moving a submarine that includes nuclear weapons to the Iranian theater. Now, I don't know if this is actually factual or somebody's speculation or whatever. You never can tell with news these days because there's too much propaganda with the news. But when I read this, I said, please don't tell me that Donald Trump is thinking of using a nuclear weapon to take out the uranium and plutonium that they may have in buried underground facilities. And then I said, well, maybe he is thinking that, and that's not going to go over well. But I don't know what he's thinking. No one else knows what he's thinking. And Donald Trump may say, hey, this is a good thing because we're fighting a war and you don't want to let the enemy know what's going on. Now, I do understand that. And I often say he's privy to a lot more information than I am or anyone else out there here in the civilian force out here that are reporting on these issues. So I'm going to repeat myself again. This war needs to get ended, and it doesn't get ended by a ceasefire. You can't negotiate with these people. They're only buying time, and God forbid they're able to put enough people together with enough weapons to create a major, major problem in the Mideast. And you know who will ultimately get blamed for it. And apparently he's okay with that. But I don't know. I just can't figure this out. And it defies any kind of logic. And so all I can do is basically the same thing that everyone does, is have to sit back and watch and see what's going to happen. Hope and pray that it turns out well. Hope and pray that it doesn't start World War III. Hope and pray that it doesn't decimate the world economy. But I think that's already, the world's economy was in a sharp downward trajectory before this war started. And this is only going to accelerate it. And I often mention the law of unintended consequences. And this is nobody knows every single item that transit through the Strait of Hormuz. And until everyone can consider each and every one of those items and what the delay or stoppage is going to create going down the road I think it's incalculable. But I don't know. We're going to wait and see. I think that this war is going to provide so many problems. And that's why I believe it needs to get ended and ended as soon as possible. But it doesn't need to end with a peace agreement with a bunch of liars, because they will not adhere to that peace agreement. And I just hope that Donald Trump is not willing to kick the can down the road to whoever his successor or successors are. He started this. It was a noble, noble thing to do. And he has to finish it. And he has to finish it with victory. If Donald Trump can finish this with victory, his legacy will be complete. I mean, he'll go down as being, at least to this point in time, as being the greatest American president ever. But right now, I don't see that. I don't see that at all, because, just don't see it. Hopefully, someone figures something out quick and we get this war over and we get the Strait of Hormuz opened. That should be the primary thing right now. There was Operation whatever Freedom, which the minute there was a little pushback, that was called off. It just makes us, it continues to make us look weak. And that's not the image that we need President Trump to portray. And I just hope that this gets figured out soon, because the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to be for all of us. And maybe that's something that they know, that they have some information that we're not privy to, that tells them that, I don't know, our economic system is going to totally collapse. And in the aftermath, they'll pick up the pieces after this war, some kind of crazy nonsense like that. I don't know, but we're going to have to wait and see. And I just hope everyone stays safe in the interim. Remember, it's a crazy world out there. It gets crazier by the day. Every day I'm reading about crazy nonsense. It seems like every day there's a teacher in the news for having a relationship with a student. It's every day anymore. You read about all of this crazy nonsense going on. And I don't know where it's all going to end. But y'all have a safe day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.